J-Bone back here. I earlier today I had done a SummerSlam preview and predictions video with my entire Smash This podcast team, and when I went to edit it, the audio was, we'll just say, it was unusable. But I still wanted to put some kind of predictions video out, so I'm just going to do a normal one on my channel. I'm also going to be previewing NXT's Takeover 2. So yeah, let's get into it. I feel like I'm rehashing all this, but that's okay. Let's do this. NXT back to Brooklyn Takeover 2. This is a pretty good card. This isn't. I've heard a couple people say that this is going to end up being better than SummerSlam. I would beg to differ. This will be a fun show, don't get me wrong, but I by no means don't think that this is going to be better than SummerSlam. Too many really good things happening on SummerSlam to say that. Let's see. Let's start off with the debut of Ember Moon versus Billie Kay. Billie Kay's been impressing me. She's even had a match on SmackDown, but this is the debut match of Ember Moon. So, the only thing I've heard about her is that she's got some kind of crazy, awesome finish. That's all I've heard, and I think it was something off the top rope. I don't even remember. Something about her finisher is really cool. So, I have no doubt that she'll get a win here. And that they'll put on a good show. But most of the women in NXT are pretty good. I did not watch this last episode. I know they had a 3-on-3, so I'll be curious to see how that one goes. A lot of new faces that they're bringing up in NXT. It's an exciting time for their women's division down there. What's next here? Oh boy, No Way Jose versus Austin Aries, and there is no way that I can get behind No Way Jose. I have got to go with Austin Aries on this one. Milwaukee guy, love him. Gonna make Milwaukee proud that night, Austin Aries. And this has been a fun feud. Watching, some people. I don't hate No Way Jose. I just can't get behind him right now. It's way too early, and it's just, I don't know, it's a little too goofy for me, so we're going to go with Aries. And I've got a feeling, before I get into the rest of this, I have a feeling that this is going to be a heel-heavy winning show. But that's not a bad thing. I know I've complained about that, during, this past WrestleMania. But this show in particular, I don't think it'll hurt it, because some of the heels in this brand are insanely popular. The guy in this next match I'm going to talk about, Bobby Roode versus, I'm going to screw this up, so I'm just going to say Almas. Haven't talked about him in a while. Haven't been that insanely impressed with him either. I know they're trying to give him a little push down there. Good wrestler, just, I don't know if it's the language barrier or if it's his in-ring gear. Just, I don't know. He needs another look, desperately. Because when you come down to the ring looking like Peter Pan, it's not going to help your future in wrestling. Let him put the mask back on, change up his persona, something, I don't know. But Bobby Roode, I'm loving all of the glorious bombs stuff that Gargano and Ciampa are doing with him. It's getting a lot of attention. So yeah, I'm hoping Bobby Roode comes out with a win on this one. He deserves it. He's going to be, I think after SummerSlam weekend, he's going to be definitely one of the top heels in NXT. And after a certain individual got suspended, indefinitely suspended on TNA, and did a little video farewell that went. That got some. That got some attention yesterday. I think someone is going to be jumping ship within the next 48 hours, definitely. How much do you want to bet we see James Storm in the Barclays Center Saturday night? Maybe helping Bobby Roode. I think that would be incredible. Maybe too early for that. I don't know, but he is realistically he is done with TNA. He was suspended on TV. I think that's just that's all just it's a storyline. And he had said in his brief goodbye speech that he would be going to go see an old friend down in Florida. He said something to that effect. So, I have absolutely no doubt that he'll be back in NXT. People saying, well, why did he leave in the first place? Well, okay, let's think about this for a second. Any of these guys leaving TNA, Aries, Rude, Eric Young, who's probably going to be showing up soon as well, in my opinion. Styles, leaving this company after, 10 plus years? That's not easy, Well, I suppose depending on the situation, but that's your bread and butter for well over a decade. Unless you're really royally screwed and done wrong, which TNA has done to some other guys, but nonetheless, it's understandable. So hopefully, we'll see James Storm back sooner than later. That'd be great if he showed up at the Barclays Center. That'd be really interesting. As much as I love Bobby Roode's solo career right now, I would love to see some form of alcohol cash back. Just beer money. WWE throws weird names on stuff, so just throwing it out there. But Bobby Roode, I think, is definitely going to get a win here. NXT Tag Team Champions, The Revival versus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. This is probably going to be one of the better matches of the night. I know these four are really going to duke it out. It's kind of hard. As much as I love Gargano and Ciampa, I have a feeling the Revival is going to retain. I'm not going to be upset. I know the match. I'd be more worried about the match being good than who's going to win this one, honestly. But I think the Revival's going to retain. Women's Champion Asuka versus Bayley. This will probably be the best women's match of all the brands combined in WWE put together for the weekend. But this is, there's a lot of matches this weekend that are tough to call, and this is one of them. I would like to see Asuka keep that championship for a long time, but if you're a fan of Bayley, you also want her to get the championship back. On the other hand, you also want to see Bayley go to the main roster. I think she really should have gone already, but that's me. Oh man, this is tough. Let's say Asuka retains and Bayley goes to the main roster after SummerSlam. That's my guess. And then has a feud with Sasha Banks. I think that's what everyone wants to see. This is another tough one. Samoa Joe, the NXT champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This is going to be, oh man, I can't wait for this match. This is going to be a lot of fun. Nakamura is he's just so good in the ring, and Samoa Joe is such a badass. There was a very interesting picture that went up on, I'm guessing it was Instagram, but it kind of went all over the place, but where it originated, I'm guessing was Instagram. It was a picture of Samoa Joe with the Authors of Pain. Now, the Authors of Pain don't have a match in this card at all, which is kind of surprising because they've been on quite the rampage, coming down to the ring with Paul Ellering, with his tutelage. Man of not many words, though. Doesn't come out there and do a whole Paul Heyman spiel. Doesn't say much. At least I don't think he's said much lately. I would not be surprised if Samoa Joe gets some help from these two. Really solidify that heel move for Samoa Joe, because a lot of people love Samoa Joe, like I do, and to see him go from Balor to Nakamura, and over the course of that go heel, real super mega cocky. I think he needs something to back him up, and that would be the Authors of Pain. That'd be great. I think I'd like to see that. I'm not saying it has to happen. I'm just saying that'd be pretty cool. But then what do you do with Paul Ellering? Does he stay with him? I think so. Why not? He could run the whole Samoan Death Squad or whatever the hell you want to call them. They'll give him some name like that. Those guys remind me of three. What the hell was that tag team name? With was it Rosie and Umaga? 3-minute warning? Is that what that was called? I think that's what it was called. That's what those guys remind me of. Bunch of big badass Samoan guys. I don't know if Nakamura wins. I think a lot of people are assuming because he's undefeated that he's going to win, but I don't know. I think Joe's going to retain. I think Joe's going to retain this one, but nonetheless, that's going to be a insanely awesome match. Fun card. I don't know if it's sold out or not, but I wouldn't doubt it if it was. All right, let's get into SummerSlam. Start at the bottom and kind of go to the top. This women's match. Jeez, with all the suspensions, and now the suspensions actually affected one of the matches in this card of SummerSlam. Carmella, Becky Lynch, Naomi versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss, and no Eva Marie. Eva Marie will not join you because she is suspended. I cannot tell you what I did when I was, on Skype with the guys earlier. I laughed so damn hard when I read this news about Eva Marie. Some people are saying it's a work because of the whole, can't show up because of this or can't wrestle because of that. Well, this is a 30-day suspension, so I don't think that's a work. That means she's done for a month. So, I've also heard that Nikki Bella is cleared to come back. I read that in a few different sites. I don't remember if they were legit sites or not. So I'm not going to say, well, she's definitely coming back, but I wouldn't be surprised. Or it could be, if she's with Natalya and Bliss, then you could think it would kind of have to be a heel. But hey, Nikki Bella's played a heel a lot. So yeah, I guess I would, a lot of fans would cheer her. But she could come back at a heel and, heal it up and, solidify her return as a badass from the women's division. So, I don't really care who wins this one. I do want to see maybe the winner of this goes on to SmackDown and they have a three-way to determine some number one contenders to a new women's champion on SmackDown. That'd be kind of cool. Something like that. But who wins this one? Gosh, I don't know. Well, we'll say Natalya, Bliss, and whoever surprisingly joins them. We'll say they win. Other than that, I really don't care. Cesaro and Sheamus, this is the start of a best of 7 series. And, some people complain about when you see people, wrestling too much, like what we talked about earlier today. Oh, Ziggler and Corbin. Those guys wrestled a lot. People got sick of it. I didn't mind it. I was probably the only one in the WWE universe who didn't mind it. Please tell me I'm not the only one. I liked it. Whatever, So, but these two guys can just clobber the shit out of each other for days and days. This is going to be a lot of fun. Who wins this one? I think Cesaro takes the first win. And this, of course, will go back and forth. For how long? I don't know. If it's the best of 7, are these two going to wrestle, are they going to save this for strictly, pay-per-views and have this go to, WrestleMania? Or are they just going to wrestle once a week for the next 7 weeks? I don't know. But we'll have to see. Nonetheless, however long it goes, I think it's going to be really fun. And hopefully they book it well. I think it'll be okay. It's been a long time since we saw a best of 7. The guys earlier today had talked about the last best of 7 that they remember. Baron mentioned Booker T versus Chris Benoit. And that's about the only one I can think of, too, as far as a best of 7. If you think of one, put it in the comments below. They also mentioned MVP and someone, but I think that was a best of 5. Oh, Matt Hardy, I think. Not the broken one. Matt Hardy. But yeah, I think Cesaro wins this one. Intercontinental Champion The Miz versus Apollo Crews. Not thrilled with this one, just because I think it's way too early for Apollo Crews to get a belt. I think he's good in the ring. I think he's stale as hell in his speeches. He's just way too damn happy. Not saying he can't be happy, but he's just so... Man, the guy wipes his ass and he's got a smile about it. Something, I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Just too happy. Could they really shake things up and give Crews the championship? Maybe. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think The Miz is going to retain. Great nod to a Crews, though. I think this will be a good match, though. Enzo and Cass versus Jericho, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, or they say Jericho. How do they say it? I don't know. Whatever. This will be probably the funniest match of the evening. Funniest part of it basically being the promos that they'll come out and cut on each other before the match. They'll probably give them 5 minutes of a little spiel and then they'll start the match. This will be a lot of fun. Kind of hard to tell who's going to win this one. Doesn't really matter. It's just a feud on the card with not a lot of, there's no titles involved. But I think Jericho and Owens are going to win this one. Enzo and Cass can lose here. It's not going to help. It's not going to hurt their popularity. They can still come out and say, say WFT soft, and the crowd is still going to go ape shit. So, yeah, I think Owens and Jericho are going to win this one. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. WWE Tag Team Championship with the New Day versus Dr. Gallows and Dr. Anderson. This has been another funny little feud going on with the ring post-itis. Poor Big E. Are we going to see Big E on Sunday, maybe? I don't know. It'll be interesting. But I think it's definitely time for new champs. I think we're going to see Gallows and Anderson come out with a win here. The WWE Women's Champion Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. I have no doubt that this is also going to be another great women's match. Is it going to be as good as Asuka versus Bayley? No, I don't think so. I think this will be good, though. And I think, Dana Brooke is banned from ringside. Now, does that mean that someone else is going to come out and help her? Because Charlotte can't win on her own. We know that. Does her dad come back? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe her dad comes out and drag and helps her. I don't know. United States Champion. Who wins? Damn, I'm tired. Banks retains. Absolutely. Charlotte doesn't win this one. She'll go on to feud with Dana Brooke, probably. Have a face turn for Dana Brooke, maybe. We'll see. United States Champion Rusev versus Roman Reigns. I've actually enjoyed this. I laughed my ass off when Lana went in the cake. With the whole wedding thing, I mean, of course the wedding was real, but the fact that they actually put the wedding storyline into this feud gave it a real classic feel, you know? How many times have we seen either failed wedding vows or, wedding involved storylines where everything just goes cuckoo, and it's fun. It's been done before, but this is fun. I like it. And it finally takes Roman Reigns out of the championship spotlight, the top tier, because so many fans got sick of seeing him up there. Me too, kind of. I mean, I like Roman Reigns still, but yeah, it's enough is enough, Especially after his suspension, he doesn't deserve to be on top. Knock him down a few pegs. But does he take the United States Championship? I say yeah. What the heck? Why not? Let Reigns do what John Cena did with the United States Championship and let him defend it a lot. I think that'd be a lot of fun. That way he could play that tweener, just the badass Samoan, and he could be kind of snarky, and depending on who it is, well, I think he could play the heel or the face, I think it'll work. So yeah, Reigns comes off with a win here. New United States Championship. John Cena versus AJ Styles is going to be one of the better matches of the evening. I don't think there's going to be any interference. I mean, Gallows and Anderson are going to be there, but I don't think they're not going to touch this match. I'd be shocked. I think Styles is going to come out with a solidified win over John Cena. He really needs a big win. He really does. Because Cena could lose. He's going away soon anyways, to do his show on USA, whatever that is. Season 2 of fill in the blank, whatever. Ambrose versus Ziggler for the WWE World Championship. Ambrose defending, and I think a lot of people think, well, first of all, they were shocked that Ziggler had this chance. I think this is one of the better feuds on the card. I think this has been very entertaining. I love Dean Ambrose, but I think Dean Ambrose definitely retains here. A lot of the guys I was talking to earlier today said that Ziggler's going to win. That would be interesting. I could see that, but I think this is kind of like Dolph's last big hurrah, you know. Give him a chance at the title. You're not going to win it, but we'll give you a chance, and we'll make you look good on your way out, because I don't think he's going to be sticking around much longer. I could be completely wrong, but we'll see. But yeah, I think Ambrose retains. Excuse me, Ambrose retains his WWE World Championship. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins to crown the first WWE Universal Champion. This will be another tremendous match on the card. Another hard one to predict. I think a lot of people assume that Rollins is going to win, but I honestly think they're going to shake things up, and they're going to, you know, seriously, Balor's hot, and there's no reason why they can't just throw this on him. Why not? New championship, shaking things up for the brand split, new belt, new guy on the roster. You know, part of me wants all three members of the Shield to walk out champions on Sunday night, but I mean, I'm fine if Rollins wins. Honestly, it just makes Balor hunt him a little longer. But Balor coming out, the Demon King, and you know, and we were talking about that too. That Balor coming out in the Demon makeup on this past Monday was too soon. They should have waited for the pay-per-view to do that. But it was cool. But yeah, they should have waited. Balor versus Rollins. I think Balor's going to take the championship. I really do. And I would not be surprised if Gallows and Anderson end up with him somehow at this. Would not be surprised at all. Next, certainly last but not least, Lesnar versus Orton. This is a tough one. I think Orton's going to come out with a win here. And I think I'm not saying there has to be shenanigans. I'm just saying there's a damn good chance of it. Because I was watching a certain little video earlier tonight. Goldberg live from the German, what's it called, Gamescom? Promoting WWE 2K17. He said that tomorrow, meaning Friday, he was going to be taking a plane from Germany to New York City. Well, if that doesn't, I mean, you know, and that doesn't give it away. Obviously, he could be in town just as part of a signing for, you know, SummerSlam access or whatever, like a last minute, hey, by the way, he's here. And I didn't look at any of the appearances. I didn't. But I have absolutely no doubt that Goldberg could come down, kind of like how, remember when Sting came down and shocked the hell out of Triple H? That same thing. And it would cause Lesnar to lose. Randy Orton gives him an RKO. But then they don't pick this up until like months later. And it'll slowly build until like WrestleMania next year. Now I know a lot of people hate that concept. They can't stand the fact that someone like Goldberg, who's creeping up on 50, would come back. But seriously, man, if you saw him, he is in tremendous shape. He really is. He could go out there and jackhammer friggin' Big Show tomorrow. You don't believe me? He could do it. Trust me. I would love to see Goldberg get one last one. I'm a big Goldberg fan. If you watch my channel, you know that. You know? But that's me. You know? That might not be you. And that's fine. If you're not a big Goldberg fan, whatever. You know? Is it definitely going to happen? All the signs point to it. Am I going to be pissed if it doesn't? No. But, the kid in me wants to see that. But nonetheless, throwing shenanigans out the window. Oh, the other option could be Bray Wyatt. Either show up in the Ambrose Ziggler match or the Orton match. Because didn't he just pass Orton the other day and gave him a look or something on the way to the ring? They were passing each other or something. And a friend told me that they were wrestling at a house show, which doesn't mean anything. Could be just, testing chemistry in the ring. So who knows? Yeah. Do I think there's going to be some kind of shenanigans? Yeah. But, because I think with a big of a match like this, and as tough as Lesnar is, I don't know if Orton could beat him without any shenanigans. I really don't. But I do still want Randy Orton to win. That'd be great to solidify his comeback. Because he's been gone a long time. 9-10 months, whatever it was. So yeah, I think Orton wins, and I think we see some kind of shenanigans. Not going to say definitely either way, if it's Bray Wyatt or Goldberg, but I think it'd be a fun way to end this SummerSlam. It's like a big Mania show, so why not? What the hell? Why not? So that's it for this one. Let me know who do you think is going to win, lose, draw, whatever. And we'll see Sunday. Saturday and Sunday. We'll see what happens. Should be both shows should be a lot of fun. And we'll see you for the next one. Have a great weekend.